Hello, welcome back to another day of Magic Arena here at Epic Gaming. Epic Gaming is a very nice venue space in Milwaukee, Oregon. We do a bunch of different things. We stream Arena, we stream Final Fantasy Octagon right now, and we also do net play for Melee. Today, I'm just going to be jamming some Arena, and let's go ahead and start that up. Yesterday, I was going to do a draft, but ran out of time. So let's do some drafts today. Try to get our collection up and running. So yeah, let's start a draft. Okay, so this pack is pretty okay. We have Perfora's intervention. The last time I played this card, it was okay. It's a removal, and you can get some dudes. Hero of the Wind is good if we're going for the Boros kind of enchantment or with the Infuriate package, heroic, type build. So that definitely not a pack one pick one for us. We're probably just gonna go with the intervention because we want either a bomb, removal, is what we're looking for in these first couple packs, and I'm not seeing any of those outside of removal here. So let's just take the rare. Look into some more cards here. Hydrant's Growth is actually pretty disgusting if it's able to sit there and stick and it gets huge. I've had games where my opponent had this card and just kind of sat on the creature. But, you have pacifism type effects in the format. So, and decent removal. So, we'll think about this one because we're not exactly in green yet, but we just started. So we can be in anything we want to be. Looking at Nyx Herald, it's also a pretty good standard creature to draft in green, just because, especially going for the enchantment build. If not, he's just a good solid green card. Anyway, just because since he's an enchantment creature himself, he can get +1/+1, and he gains trample. So he just kind of counts itself with it, which is pretty nice. Um, Thundering Chariot is first strike, trample, and haste, crew 1. That's actually the first time I've seen this card on drafting. It is okay. Has nice evasion because it is a vehicle, so it's not a dude until you crew it. It's only crew 1, so if going like more into white, you can play like Omen to get your 2/1/1s. You can just use the 1/1 to crew the Thundering Chariot. So it's not bad. If we want to go mono white, we have Daybreak Chimera as one of the better cards in mono white just because it becomes X less equal devotion. So potentially it could just be a 2 mana 3/3 flying, which is not bad. Liliana Pride is whatever, and so is the rest of these packs or cards in here. Moss Viper is actually pretty strong just because it's the one with that touch. You never can go wrong with that. Session Training is okay. Um, she's pretty okay as well. This pack is just kind of mediocre. So we're still really open. I have no idea what we really want to pick here. I think I'm just gonna go Hydra's Growth just because I think it's the strongest card in this pack. But I could totally be wrong just because, well, just kill the creature that it's attached to and stop it that way. And I'm not quite into white yet, so going mono white devotion doesn't seem strong right now. Thundering Chariot is a good pick because you can go into any deck after that. You can just put it into any draft deck. But I think it's the Hydra's Growth. Okay, next pack is also pretty meh. We could have gone white and get 2 Daybreak Chimeras. That would have been sweet. But we weren't into white quite yet. We finally have a piece of removal in the form of Dreadful Apathy. So we could go red-white or just white for now. We also have Mysterious Chimera. There's not a whole lot of good spells to be casting on your opponent's turn outside of some combat tricks and counter spells. And we're not in blue quite yet. So I don't want to put mana into this. This is not what we're going for. Slaughter Priest of Mogus is a okay card, but again, not what we want to go for. We don't want to go into these multicolored cards this early in the game, so we're just kind of going to keep these in mind, but put them off to the side. Entrancing Lyre. This one's pretty okay. It keeps cards locked. I think it's a tie between Entrancing Lyre and Dreadful Apathy at the moment. But I guess we'll look at some other cards here. Glory Bearers is standard 3/4. If we're in white and we need a filler card, she's fine. Kermit's Blessing is actually very strong just because you're able to give it +2/+2. If it's a champion creature, it gains hexproof and indestructible, so you have nice evasion and pump. You almost be like a removal spell as well. So Kermit's Blessing is very good. I've been blown out by it a couple times in draft. We've seen this card before, is in the last couple packs. If you're able to just get that package, it can be sweet. Get a couple of these going, and casting your counter spell for 2 mana, it's not bad. Soul Reaper is okay. Arena Trickster is good in the red-white heroic deck. And he gets to keep it. Yeah. Arena Trickster are real good in that deck. This is good in the Mischievous Chimera deck because you're casting spells on your opponent's turn. If you have both of those, you can deal 1 and you get the +1/+1 counter. So if we wanted to, we could go into that, but it's still pack 1. So I like the Dreadful Apathy. That card has won me a lot of games. Okay, so now we got some more removal again. We'll look at the Elspeth Nightmare. Destroy target creature controlled power 2 or less. Reveal their hand as the second mode and choose a non-creature non-land and discard it, and then exile target opponent's graveyard. This card is great. I don't think we're going to pick it, though, just because we're not in the color white yet, but we can change our mind at any given moment. I just don't like the last mode, but it's pretty relevant with Escape, so it just kind of depends. This card is something we can keep in mind. Entrancing Lyre, again, solid card. That'll be in the back of our mind. Hero Pride, good for the red-white heroic deck, which we might be on, because so far we have just kind of a red and a white card, so we can always think about that. Triumphant Surge is a very good removal spell. You can kill their bomb and then you gain 3 life, so we're probably taking this one. Omen of the Sea, just one of the best blue cards, commons printed in a long time, because it's almost like Preordain and Ponder, more like Preordain, but for 1 more mana, and you get an additional effect, and it has Flash, so that's pretty sick. We got Fruit. You can actually build the deck around this and just play removal, play Fruit, but the deck's okay, and Fruit's good to kill off your opponent in the end game. Really good filler card as well. Mogus's Favor. Throw Possibility, Rapid Flame, Plummet, and Grove Dancer. If we're in green, we probably pick the Grove Dancer just because it is an enchantment creature, just to get those bonuses, and it's just a 2/2. You pick these just to kind of finish off your deck. I think we're going to go Triumphant Surge. But it's 4 mana compared to Elspeth's Nightmare, which is 3, but it destroys power 2 or greater, or 2 or less, which we should have a huge problem with. While this kills their bombs more often or not. This just keeps them tapped down. I'd rather just have something to straight up kill it. So let's go with the Triumphant Surge. We probably could have taken the Lyre, but I just kind of like removing the thing more. But the other card is more open, I guess you would say. Just because it's colorless, so you can play it in any color. So, continue off, we got Stinging Lionfish. Honestly, with all these cards, with this type of effect, we've seen a lot. We actually could have gone for the red-blue package deck where you're just casting spells in your opponent's turn. But we're not going to look at that for now. If we do want to go green, because we do have Hydra's Growth and Dreadful Apathy and Triumphant Surge, and we just play auras. Actually, sounds pretty sick. We can keep getting 1/1, search for the auras. Ooh, and there's a ton training. There is a green mana enchantment that fights, so that could also be good. If we decide to go green, so I think we might just go Selesnya enchantments. It might be a bit too early to decide that, but like Siona sounds very tempting in comparison to like the rest of this pack, because we got Flicker of Fate, which is standard Flicker, good evasion. Riptide Turtle, we're playing the blue defender or blue deck. We'd play one of those just because it's good 0/5. It's hard for the aggro decks to really get over that, and it has flash too. Discordant Piper is pretty okay. Not what we want to go for. We're not in black quite yet. There's not anything forcing us to go black at this moment. Rapid Flames is your standard deal 1. They can't block. Citeson? I cannot pronounce cards today. Skirmisher here is good in the enchantment deck as well. So if this comes back around, because that should be in a big grant 1, 2, 3, yeah. That'd be good in our deck as well. Same thing that says on training, just because it's a good filter card, gives us trample and procs the effect. So I think I'm gonna get greedy and I'm gonna pick the Siona. And of course, now I kind of want to switch, because what this pack gave us is just a bunch of red cards, and I'm just a huge advocate of Pharika's Liberation, just because I love removal. Also, Minions Return is very good, especially when you're going swing. They block you. Minions Return, they trade, but you get your dude back. Or they try to kill your dude and then response. Minions Return, and you get your dude back. Impending Doom is always sweet just because it gets +3/+3. It's good in the aggro decks because you don't care if you're taking the 3 points of damage, because you're just trying to get damage in your opponent's face as soon as possible. Glory Bearers, Vexen Gold. Thaumaturge's Familiar is a good filler card just because it's flying 1/3. You can put it in any deck and scry 1, but we don't need to pick it right now. War Leader is okay, but we're not. It's War Leader and like Revelers are good if you're going like more of an aggro red deck. We are probably branching out of the red and just going green white, but I'm kind of down for this Liberation or the Minions Return, so we might even go black. But this is pack 1, so it's fine to do this in pack 1, but as soon as we get to pack 2, we need to make sure we're in a color for the most part. So God, I just like Liberation the most here, so I'm just gonna take Liberation. Now this other pack is interesting. I think we're gonna take the Indomitable Will just because it goes in the type of deck that we're trying to do, and just the flash. It has evasion, essentially, just because they'll go kill. You go in response +1/+2, or if you're going for a trade. This card fits pretty nicely. I just kind of skipped over the Underworld Druids because we don't really want to do triple black. But if we really wanted to, I wanted to get greedy, we could take the Underworld Dreams, play a very heavy removal deck, and hopefully get a Grey Merchant. But that's a lot of maybes and ifs. So let's not. We also have Chain of Memory, which is good in the blue deck, just to stop the aggro decks. Makes your trades. If you go for a trade, you go, okay, -4 your dude. It's not trading anymore. You're killing their guy, and you get the scry too, which is not bad. Another fruit. Cards filler. Sarah's Cunning is also filler. Alter Pantheon could be good if we went for the Grey Merchant type style build with the Underworld Dream to get that triple devotion. Oh man, that sounds like fun. But yeah, I think it's the Indomitable Will. I kind of want to draft the Underworld Dreams. There'll be more of this. This is pack 1. I want to do something cool on the stream. We're taking the dreams. We're taking the dreams, and we'll remorse about that later. Getting the slim pickings here. We got Flicker Fate, another Naftika Stern Missile is another evasion card. Scavenging Harpy is good if we want to get some more creatures, just because getting rid of any of the escape cards are good, especially if your opponent just happens to open a Titan and is playing their Titan, because it definitely locks against the Croxa the other day, but that's also because I misplayed heavily. But anyway, we also have the Arena Trickster, Stampede Rider, Omen the Hunt, and Altar the Pantheon. We have a couple picks here. It's either the Scavenging Harpy, the Omen of the Hunt, and because I'm a troll and want to see Grave Merchant, Alter the Pantheon. Uh, so I think we're still in pack 1, so we don't need to focus on creatures just yet. We still have a chance to pick more of those up. Almost a fan of picking up the hunt just so we can get our color fixed. It's an enchantment, so we can get our constellation triggers. It also provides us with a Skylighter as flash. So we're not. Just gotta determine whether I want to go into the black deck now or try to go for the Selesnya. We're still in pack 1 and we're figuring everything out. There's more of a chance that I've seen a lot of Omen hunts when I draft, so there's a good chance it'll pop up again if we decide to switch strategy. So let's go for the Scavenging RB. Okay, so we got big old 2/5, 2/1. If you're going for the blue decks, these guys are okay. This is good for the early game, just because 2/5 is so awkward for white and red to kind of get over. It's just an awkward number for them because generally they'll 4 or 3. If they really want to play the one spell, the red spell to sacrifice the creature, deal 5 to kill their safety guard, sure. Um, yeah, Towering Mystic, Aspect of Lamprey. I actually got blown out by this card because my opponent had 2 of them and made me discard 4 cards. But like, I feel like it doesn't do enough, but I haven't played it personally. And we got Hero Gains, which is, again... this is the guy I was thinking about for the Heroic deck when I was comparing it to the other 3-mana dude that gets +1/+1 when you cast a spell on your opponent's turn. Yeah, this guy, if you're going for the Heroic red-white deck, is actually pretty sick. Filler. I think if we're just trying to jam mono black here, I think we're going to go the Aspect because the rest of these cards are okay or filler anyway. So let's take the Aspect. Okay, so the Chariot's back. We have Leonin, Rumble Sentry, Slip, and Rider left in this pack. I think the best card in this pack right now is the Thundering Chariot, so we're just going to take that. Let's take the Glory Barriers, in case we are playing that one deck, just to get more enchantment creatures and dudes in there. We'll take the Fruit just because it can kill people. Filler. And, okay, cool. That's a good... Oh. Okay, so our pack 2, we actually get a very, very solid removal card for black. So we might actually just be in the black package. But let's look at the rest of the pack as well. So we got the Tactic. So if we were in the mono-white or red-white aggro deck, this would be sick and would be definitely a pack 1 pick 1 for us. But we're not in that deck, so we're going to look over here at the Sweet Oblivion. Target player puts the top 4 cards of the library into their graveyards with Escape. So we're not in the blue package, but if we went for blue, we might have to go, like, blue-black, heavy control, make this be our main win con, and just do this over and over again alongside the Fruit. But you actually got to get cards in your graveyard, so you need the 3 mana, or is it 4 mana, Death Touch 3/3 that mills you cards and stuff like that. But so we're gonna look over that. We're not gonna be playing blue. We're already in pack 2. There's no blue. Nah. Annex is always a good pick. 0/3 that makes dudes when he dies or other thing dies. So it replaces itself, which is nice. But it requires double red, and we only have 1 red spell. We're not really looking to play red. So we're gonna look over that. And then the Sunmane Pegasus. Again, if we were playing the white deck, this would be a very sick pick, just because late game, you're able to just give it lifelink and vigilance, equip it with, like, the 2/2 thing that gives it first strike, and when it connects, get a 1/1. So that's actually very strong, and just being able to fly over. Another removal piece is Triumphant Surge. We got one earlier, but we're probably going to take the ET Extinction, just because it exiles creature or planeswalkers. I don't, I can't think of planeswalkers we'll see often in this format, so that second mode shouldn't be or that the planeswalker shouldn't be as important, but it's still good to have, and it can just exile. Exile is the strong part, just because well, there's a lot of escape in the set, so yeah, we're probably gonna take this, and the rest of this, kind of your standard commons. You got Deny the Divine. If we're in blue, we'd take it. It's the counter spell, but I'd actually rather have the Sweet Oblivion just to get that mill package going on. Riptide Turtle for defense. Um, yeah. You get that these are just kind of cards we're probably not going to look at. We could go Nexus Wardens later if we wanted to still take that one package, but I think we're kind of more in black anyway. So, could play black green, but this is always something to just kind of look into. It is a good one to get your life gains, good to get the aggro decks. Charles Amulet, it's always good filler to get, especially if you're playing 2 or 3 colors, just to get that fixing going. Alright, yeah, we're just going to take the ET Extinction and see what's in this next pack. So, this is the weird birthing pod. We're not in this color, and we're not going to build around it, so we're just going to look the other way. We got Agonizing Remorse, which is a 2-mana sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, or a card in their graveyard. Exile that card and lose 1 life. So this card's good. I don't think we're going to take it because I see a piece of removal down here, and I am a big advocate for removal because it's my favorite things to do is just remove creatures and things off the board. And we got the Binding of the Titans. Each player puts the top 3 cards of their library into the graveyard for the first mode, and then second mode, exile up to 2 target cards from your graveyard. For each creature card you get exiled this way, gain 1 life. Okay, that's mediocre. And then return target creature or land card from your graveyard to hand. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a solid uncommon, but we're not heavily in green right now, and it's not what we really want to be going for at the moment. We only have 2 green cards. Like I said, I agree with this Aeona, but there is a chance, there's a thought that, maybe we could go into that package, so I decided to take it, but obviously not. So, this card is actually super sick. We're not in green or blue, just because you keep playing enchantments, and it just keeps getting bigger. So what you can do is if you draft, there's a blue enchantment creature that you can bounce an enchantment during your upkeep. So what you do is you bounce like the 1 mana, give your guy vigilance +1/+1 escape card, and you just play that, bounce it, during your upkeeps, and you just this card just ends up pumping your board, and so that's a very good strong synergy. But we're gonna not go in that direction because we're in pack 2 and not in blue at all. Brine Giant. Final Death is a card we're probably taking. 5 mana exile target creature, which is not good and constructed, but in limited is baller because, well, you gotta take the removal pieces, unless there's a bomb in the back. At least that's my philosophy. Mogus, we explained this earlier. Aspect of Manticore is a card I've been kind of liking with the red-white decks, just because it's your former removal, essentially. You attack, they go block. Flash, and it gets +2/+2 first strike. And then if you don't have blockers, you just have additional attack as well. So it's really good in the aggro decks. But we're not playing red aggro, so we're not going to look at that filler. Not in red. We could do Hubris if we want to give one of our big dudes flying, but we'd rather just have the removal spell. So we're going to take the removal spell and look into the second pack here. Birth of Melodus is good if we wanted to go into white and get our search on. It's good against the aggro decks with the 0/4 and the 2 life. But I think we're probably going to take the Myers Grasp here. after we go out and explain some of these cards we haven't seen yet. Mainly the Enemy of Enlightenment here, which is enchantment creature, demon, 6 mana, 1 black, 5 colorless, flying. Enemy of the Enlightenment gets -1/-1 for each card in your opponent's hand. And at the beginning of your upkeep, each player discards a card into 5/5. So it's pretty mediocre. It can get very big in the late game because if your opponent has no cards in hand, it's a 5/5. And they have to ditch resources every turn, which is nice and kind of keeps you in the it keeps his attack high, but it also removes cards out of your hand. So that's why I said it's an okay card. Glory Bearers, Triton Wave Rider. Yeah, it just gives flying. It's constellation. It'd be good if we were playing that green blue constellation deck, which might have actually been very good, and we decided not to go into it just because there's other things to go for. There's another aspect of Lamprey, which I don't think we need to. And generally, there's a lot of these in the draft, so if we did want a second one, there's more of a chance of us finding a second one of these than there is a chance of finding another Mire's Grasp, which is the card we're probably going to take because it's another removal spell for 2 mana, -3/-3. And I'm heavily, I love my removal. And it's also a permanent, so if we do get Grey Merchant, which I have never seen in draft yet, except against me, it'd be really good. So let's go take the Mire's Grasp. Because the rest of it is just kind of, red, which we're not playing, and green, which we're not really playing either. So we're kind of into black and white at this moment. Okay, so this was the card I was talking about earlier, the Venomous Hierophant. Just a 3 mana Death Touch at mills. So if you're going with that strategy I was talking about earlier, it'd be really good. But we probably won't take this just because Drag to the Underworld is super sick, especially if we're going for like a mono black or splashing white. Just because essentially it becomes a 2 mana removal spell at instant speed, which is where we want to be. But let's look at any card we haven't seen yet. We looked at the Hierophant. The Starlit Mantle is very, very strong, especially with that combo I was talking about earlier. So instead of using the Sentinel Eyes, which is the card I was talking about, you can use Starlit Mantle. Keep bouncing that to your hand every turn and give your cards hexproof, which happened to me in draft yesterday. So that's why I'm talking about it, because it was a blowout. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll concede to that, because you just any removal piece I had, and he's just like, all right, give it hexproof, give it hexproof. And so, yeah, something to think about when you're going to the green-white constellation deck. And then this is also a good pick. Like I said, I think we're still going to Drag the Underworld, but if this wasn't here, I think this would be our next pick, just because 3/3 Death Touch, nothing to scoff at. The effect doesn't really matter too much outside of the fact, unless you're playing like an escape-based deck. But moving on, Cyclops is reach. This is a big dude that, if you tackle more creatures, he can't block. Throw possibility, draw a card. Then Forerunner is really good in the green-white enchantment deck, or just the mono-green stompies, just because being able to give your creatures trample is very strong in a limited environment. And then another Omen, like I said, there would be another Omen in these packs. So let's go and pick the Drag to Underworld. I think we're going to go for the Sentinel Eyes, just because I'm a fan of this card and we're in white. We actually could just go the Ragnscare Berserker. I think we do need more creatures in our colors too, and that would make sense. And Infuriate's good for the red deck, green, and then fixing. So let's take the range. Going to second pack here, we have Triumph Annex, good for the aggro deck. Another Sentinel Eyes, Elite Destructor. Turtle, Rights, filler stuff. Cards not really color. We do need some draw power. So I think we are going to take the Funeral Rites as the 2, draw 2, and then get escape fodder. So yeah, we like those. We like that. Okay, looks like the Enemy Enlightenment Wield, but since we are in mono black at the moment, I really like Chain of Light Breath Call Pass because it is a removal spell. It has Devotion, and it is a dude. So I think we're going to take that. Okay, so we got another Tactics, which I think we might take. just because I don't think we'll be able to go full mono black unless like the next pack is just really good for us. Next couple packs. Um, so yeah, Karametra's busting is also a consideration just because nice evasion. And most of our dudes are going to be enchantment creatures, so it'll get that hexproof indestructible most of the time. Temple Thief if we want to get another dude in our deck. We have pack 3 to go to, so we can get some more creatures during that time. Just 1 second. Yeah, I think it's the tactics. Oh, 2 tactics actually sounds pretty baller. I kind of like that. The rest of it's pretty okay. We'll take the Remorse as a good card. We're not in red. We'll take. Oh, sweet, and we get the Enemy Enlightenment. That is awesome. And then let's just take the Sweet Oblivion just in case we want to play blue. We're not gonna play blue, but we're just taking it because it's the last card. Same thing with the turtle. All right, let's look at these last couple packs here. Till Abandon. Well, I don't think we're not playing red green, and we won't have any red green builds that we're really working on, so I'm not going to take that for rare drafting either. Laguna Band Storyteller is good in the red white enchantment deck or any enchantment based deck that you want to keep recurring your enchantments. But we're not really in that style of deck, even if we do play the white. So we're just gonna look over it because there's the Gorgon we really wanted from the other pack, but we took the removal piece. Colors we're not in. If Heckin' Hydra's Growth would have been sweet if we were in green. Helion's Pilgrim, you search for aura card, so if we're still playing the aura, this will be really good. Actually, this card's sick just because you can go play it. We can get our Myers Grasp because that is an aura, or we can get what is it? Aspect of Lamprey if we wanted like the 2 cards in hand, and we're on 6, so we can go play Heliod's Pilgrim and then play 7, then play Aspect. But there's a chance that it'll wheel. I'd rather just pick the Venomous Hierophant because the 3/3 we need more bodies and it has Death Touch. So I think out of all the cards in the pack in our colors, this will be the best one to go for. At this point, we're just going to be looking for cards that are in our colors. We'll be kind of ignoring most of these other cards just because I don't really need to explain them at this moment. But next draft, if I'm able to win up, I will continue to explain some cards. So we have a couple different choices. If we wanted a bomb, I think this guy will definitely fit just because in the late game, your opponent's got to keep discarding cards. If we're just being able to play everything from our hand, we're in a solid situation. We're not in this color. Southern Chariot, we already have one, and I don't think we really need to. Captivating Unicorn is actually very sick just because anytime you play enchantment, you get to tap one of the things down, and it's a 4/4, so it's not too bad. Well, we're not playing a lot of enchantments, so we're probably not going for Captivating Unicorn. And then again, most of our dudes are enchantments, now you think about it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's not actually a whole lot. So, yeah, we will not do Capturing Unicorn unless we do need more dudes. Here's another Triumph Surge for removal. And Marauder, which will wheel, so we're not going to worry about it. So it's a tie between these 3 cards, just because even though we're not super heavy into enchantments, this card is still good. I'm just always iffy about Enemy Enlightenment just because it has you discard cards too. I would like to pick this, but I'm not sure how many creatures we have at this moment because I can't just look right here. I have to count in this window. So I think I'll just take the Enlightenment just so we have another bomb. Let's see. Okay, there's another Captivating Unicorn, so we can probably take that. Let's see. Madoma's Prophecy. We're not in blue. We're not in green. We're not in blue-red. So I think it's a tie between the Captivating Unicorn and the Marauder if we really want to just be in mono black. But we didn't get the Gray Merchant, so we don't really care about that being a huge boon. So I think the Captivating Unicorn would just be better. So let's go for the Captivating Unicorn. Okay, so Mirror Shield just removes Death Touch when it becomes blocked. Flicker Fate. It's good, solid evasion. Let's see. When a creature dies, if an aura you control is attached to it, return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your hand, or from graveyard to your hand. 3 mana. Oh, yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. We also have for option Piper. If we needed a 2/1 that creates a goat, I feel like the Harpy or the Evangel is going to be a better pick here. Omen of the Dead is pretty okay as you get your dudes back, but we need more dudes to begin with. So it's a toss-up between the Harpy or the Evangel, and the Harpy is flying, so I'm kind of more of a fan of the Harpy. I don't know how many cards we have that are 2 or less in attack here. Yeah, all our creatures are very minimal, so I think we're just mainly be picking creatures these last couple picks here. So, third Enemy of Enlightenment. Or, I like another Blight, Breath, Catapult Pass. Catapult Pass? Yeah, I think I said that correctly. Just because removal, body. Yeah, I like that. And we're still mostly in black these last couple picks. Myers Grasp, I'm not going to look at anything else. Even though we need creatures, I just love Myers Grasp so much. We'll take another Captivating Unicorn. Because we need dudes. That's a solid dude for what we have going on. Although we don't really have a lot of early game dudes, so I think we'll take the Grim Physician because we need some early game threats. So Temple Thief as well. This will add for our devotion, so let's take the Marauder. Glory Bearers is good for our enchantment thing. Omen of the Dead gets our guys back, or we can go Flicker of Fate. I think I like the Flicker more than the Omen, just because this is protection essentially. Unless we want to play mono black, we'll take another third enemy and a Sentinelize. Cool. Okay, this deck is pretty okay. Let's go ahead and take out all the non-white or black cards. And actually what I want to kind of do is take out all the white and see where we're at. Yeah, we take out the white and we still have a bunch of black. So I think we're going to go into mono black. We are going to play the Underworld Dreams because it adds to our devotion so that when we play our removal spell, it will do -5, which will be really good for the late game. And it's pretty much a consistent way to deal damage. Every time you put in draws a card, they're going to take 1. So you always have a clock, essentially. Alright, so we want to make sure we have enough creatures. We have 16 creatures, which is kind of low. But if we're playing mono black, and we don't really want to add another color combination, this will just have to do. And 14 is not, like, awful. You want around 14 to 17 creatures most of the time. Well, preferably you just want 16 creatures is a good number, but 14 is not too bad. We have plenty of removal to make up for the fact too. So we're not cutting any creatures. We can't afford to. So we're going to look at each card and determine whether we need it. I don't think we need fruit. We have Underworld Dreams, so we don't need that like deal 2 for later, because I think the Underworld Dreams kind of fills that slot. So we're going to go ahead and take out the fruit. Remorse is okay. We'll come back to that. Keeping the Myers Grasp because it's removal. Funeral Rites kind of need draw power with what we're going for here. So for right now, we'll keep it. We might decide against it later. Liberation, good removal. We're keeping it. Like I said, not cutting creatures. I never like this card every time I play it. So we're probably gonna opt out of it. And now we just need 1 card to cut. It's okay. So now it's a tie between either the agonizing remorse to cut, or we kept the funeral rites. I think card draw and card advantage is more important than ripping out an answer for our opponent, just because we have removal. So whatever they play, we should be able to deal with anyway. This card is better for when you didn't draft a lot of removal and you just need a way to get rid of your opponent's threats out of hand. So let's do Agonizing Remorse. 17 swamps should be enough. Our curve ends at 6. So we do want that extra land to hit. If our curve was at 4 or 5, we'd go to 16 lands. But we are at 6 for cap, so we are going to keep that 17. And let's see where our mono black gray merchantless mono black deck gets us. Probably nowhere. But you know, I'm still trying to get better at draft, and yeah, could have gone the green blue constellation deck. Actually, would have been sick. If we went into that early, that would have been a very good deck. Just you got 2 of the enchantments that increase double the counter. You get to 1/1 counter, then doubles each upkeep, and you get 2 of those. It's crazy. This hand is well, we drew our top end, so we're mulligan. We're in Mulligan City, and we can keep this one because we have a couple chances to draw the 3rd land. We're going to ship the enemy enlightenment. We don't need it right now. We need more liking. We have 2 more of those anyway in our deck. So we're going to go ahead and keep this one. Ship the enemy. Because we got Grim, turn 1 Grim. Turn 2 we don't have anything, but that's fine. We just need to make sure we draw that 3rd land for the familiar. And we saw it. Sweet. And we're just going to move into combat, attack with the familiar, and pass the turn. Looks like this guy is playing a blue. Let's see if he adds in the color or if it's just mono blue today. It's probably blue-green because we saw that package earlier, so it's a good chance. But then at the same time, I don't believe it counts you in the same pod when you're drafting against the AI, so I don't believe that matters too much. Starting things off good with a nice rope. You know, it's been a minute into the game and we're already at slow play. He probably drew pretty bad, so he doesn't know what he wants to do. Or maybe he just drew, kept 1 land, hoping to draw another one. Didn't see the 2nd land and can't play anything, so now he needs to discard. Doesn't know what he wants to discard, so he's just kind of letting the timer do its thing. Yep, that's exactly what it was. So we actually saw our 4th land, so we don't need to play the familiar right now. I think we'd rather play the Otherworld Dreams just to have a bigger clock. And he only has 1 blue, and if he can't deal with this, he's going to die at some point. So let's just play the Otherworld Dreams, that way we can get the damage off early. And then once he finally decides to play something, we can play familiar, and that'll give us an idea of what we want to keep on top. As soon as he does something. If he does something. Wow, he must have a lot of 2-drops because I would have not discarded this. I would have discarded like something high costing. So he must have a really awkward hand. Or he had like several of these, so he can discard one. So he's playing the blue-green deck like I thought he was because it seems sick. Just a second. Alright, I am back. And looks like our opponent is still deciding on what to do. That's awkward. That sucks. I was hoping to have a good game for us to go through, but looks like he is getting mana screwed. Yeah, and he roped out, added discard an idyllic tutor. Yeesh. So we're just gonna move into combat. We'll swing. I'll play the familiar. We kind of just need more dudes anyway, so we'll keep it on top. And we'll play our land for turn. Or I guess we should have shipped it, try to get that next land, so we can get to our final death or enemy enlightenment sooner. But our hand's not the best, but our opponent's not doing anything because they're whiffing on lands. So we're in a very good position. I really wish we saw a Great Merchant or a second Underworld Dreams. So that would have been, or both. I would have preferred a both. That would have been sweet. Yeah, looks like we're just getting roped again. That sucks. Hopefully he draws a land soon so we can just continue to play. It's always awkward in these drafts because like you open hands like these, you kind of want to concede, but then you just give away a free win. Yeah, looks like he just kind of roped out. Oh, hey, look, we ranked up. We are now in bronze tier 1 for draft. Okay, so far so good. We didn't really see what our deck does outside of, play some dudes. So our deck kind of seems pretty slow, not gonna lie. Because even though he wasn't doing anything, I didn't feel like I was doing anything either. I was, swinging with dudes, but that was about it. Oh, we're gonna mulligan this hand again. It's top heavy. We keep opening our high ends, but that's probably because we mainly drafted high ends. Deck's not very well crafted, but we kind of went for what he got because I wanted to be greedy and play mono black. But this is the results of being greedy. So we're gonna mulligan. Is almost the same thing, but we're gonna keep it. We're gonna ship the Enlightenment because we have 3, and we'd rather just see this in the opening hand for later. Moss Viper. We're honestly just gonna play the Grim Physician and pass. We do another Swamp. We need to hopefully find a threat here. I think if he does attack, I'm just gonna take it because we want to be able to use the Grim Physician for something else, so we can get value off of it. Taking 1 point of damage here is not. Oh, okay. Well, we're also just gonna pet. Nope. Guess we're just swinging. I meant to hit no attacks, but that's okay. He'll probably just take it because he doesn't want to waste his Moss Viper on a Grim Physician. Or he's thinking about giant growthing his Moss Viper, which would be hilarious. Nah, he's just taking it. Smart. Oh, there's the funeral rites. Ooh, what do you mean? Oh, Mogus's favor? Yeah, you put that on my Grimphization. I'll play a land. God, this is so slow, but we're both having slow turns, so guess this is fine. Let's keep up the position. Why did I said he was playing? Oh no, that was last game. I was like, where'd the blue go? Oh, that's last game. So he's playing the green black value deck. Let's see, what for 4 can he do? He can play the enchantment creature. He can. Okay, he's play petitioner. He's gained some life here. Now we're just gonna, okay. Yep, we're just gonna chill. Just gonna chill with our top end hand here. So the hope is that he attacks with this 2/2. We'll bug, and then we'll get rid of the Moss Viper. Yeah. Wait, why would you give it minus? But now I can kill it with the Grim Physician. Oh, because he wants the Horn Beetle to get huge. Okay. That makes sense. We could. have him sacrifice this so this doesn't get huge, but we can just kill it. Yeah, we can just kill it. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, resolve. He attacks with nothing because that's smart. If he attacks with something, he's done. Um, if we liberation here doesn't really do anything. He'll sack his Viper, and then we're still left with this Horn Beetle to deal with, but we can deal with that later. So we're not finally at 5, so we have enough for Final Death. Then we're going to keep Final Death up, and then block with Grim Physician, get rid of the Horn Beetle, and be good. And the next turn, if we don't see the land, we'll play the Lampid and have Farika's Liberation up. So, yeah, we're just going to pass. But if we do see another land, we're able to just kind of keep chaining these. Because what we can do is go Final Death, kill this thing. Next turn, play Blight, kill this thing. What happened? Either our opponent disconnected or we did. Okay, that was strange. Okay, he's just gonna pass, and then we're gonna take this time to hit the Thorn Beetle. There's not flash speed protection for this style of deck, so that was fine just to do. If it was against a white deck, then that might have been a mistake. But we drew a land, so we're feeling good. We're just gonna minus here, and we're gonna swing with the Grim Physician. So if he blocks, then yeah, we just want to get rid of the Death Touch. Myers Graph, sure. So then we can play the Lampid. Or we can actually just play this again, get rid of his Harpy. Okay, so we can probably keep the Blight Herder for later. Play the Lampid Myers Death. That's... Or should I just get a body on board? Yeah, we have a Myers. Yeah, I like the body and removal, so let's do that. And now we have 2 pieces of removal and a dude in our hand, so we are looking... It just does the same thing to me. That's funny. We'll draw. We will do the same thing he did to us earlier. We'll give that -3/-3. Play our Vigil. And we'll pass the turn. Now this is where we want to start seeing our 5/5. Oh, is it the 4/4 that escapes later? Okay. So I think we want to keep this here for now. We want to play this when we see our Harpy, so we can get rid of this. Because we won't. He's just gonna bring it back. Oh, okay. So yeah, let's do that then. We'll have our opponent sacrifice a creature. He'll sacrifice that. And then we'll play the Scavenging Harpy so we can get it out of his yard, so he can't play back with the Harpy. Get him out of here. Move to combat and attack for 1. End turn. Yes. Now we just need to start seeing bombs back and forth. Heal deals damage with flying. Okay, so he's just gonna kill the Harpy and then escapes. It escapes with 3+. Okay, cool. Yep, resolves. Okay, we need to not see land, and we're probably gonna draw land because that's all I ever draw when we top deck. Always. 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 Never fails. Never fails. I was playing draft the other day, and I drew 16 out of my 17 lands. 11 of those were in a row, and I still almost won. It was stupid. So we can block here, then later he's just going to escape and get another big boy. So we'll take it for now until we can get a decent way to get rid of the next time it comes in. So we'll just draw. Sweet. Okay, we'll just keep up. And then when he replays it again, we can drag the Underworld. So we'll just now we'll pass and we'll block this time. Because we just need to make sure we had an answer to the next one that came down. And if he does it now, he can't fight. Which is good. Yeah, he's just going to do it now. So it's a 4-5. Alright, and now it's our turn. Feel like we could do this at end step. He has no cards in hand. This is where we draw a threat. That works, I guess. It is a threat. It is a dude, and that's what we want. Because our opponent is out of dudes, is out of gas, and that's where we want to be. And in turn, we're just going to keep these lands in hand. Make him feel like... oh, he could play the... He has so many cards in the dirt. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we have a win con. And he just decides to block. Which is weird, because he has... That's a 2-2, right? Yeah, I feel like you want to Mogus favor his thing. Well, I guess he just wants to keep cards in yard for Chain Web, so he can enter and then fight my Marauder. Oh, does not how it work? Okay. Oh, we're flying. Okay, duh. Well, I will play Harpy, and we'll just pass the turn here. And then I'm thinking of just double blocking. Or we can play our Rage Berserker, give our Marauder +1 and Indestructible, and swing. Well, this says reach, right? Yeah, we'll swing with the Marauder. And in turn, no, he'll take one. Oh, no. Yeah. And it has reach. Well, actually, so he's only able to block one thing, right? So we have a clock. So he would block here, take 4, 5, 6. And the next turn, take 2, take 1. Yeah. We're just going to swing in. He can block, right? And he can't fight or anything. Yeah, he's just going to block there, take the 6, take 1. Yeah, no, he's dead. Cool. Good game. Just boom, resolves, takes one. Good game. Oh, very slow. But I think that's just what our deck does. We just kind of slowly play things, get rid of our opponent's big dudes, and I think that's just how we're going to win games here today. And eventually just keep underrolled up for as long as possible. That's why I really wish we had a second one. Oh well, beggars can't be choosers, so let's just keep this draft going with mono black. What's with this guy always wanting to be on our opening hand? His hand's not bad, it just doesn't do anything. It has plenty of removal, and we have a bomb, so I'm gonna keep it. Just because we do have playable things. We're doing a whole lot of nothing this game. That was fine. What is he gonna play? Rage Hound. We don't want to take. And we saw our third one. Okay. We're just going to. Not deal with it. Yeah, we're just gonna Myers Grasp. You can't escape right now. You can bring it back later. And then hopefully next turn we draw Harpy so we can actually get rid of that. Or another land. Preferably another land. Okay, he can keep this one. There we go. Actually. I think he's just playing the enchantment deck, so he's just gonna try to get a dude out and put things on it. So then I guess I wait. Yeah, I'll just wait. I keep forgetting it's an instant. Because if he goes equip in response, we could just Okay. Yeah. I think when he attacks with the Rage Hound, we'll give him a decision whether he wants to sack the Rage Hound or the Pegasus. So. Because he's probably going to sack the Rage Hound because to get it back. He'd rather have the Pegasus for the lifelink here. I'll pass. He's playing Blood Aspirant. So, just start sacrificing things. Get a bit. Oh, that's exactly what we wanted. Kind of want to play the. No, let's play the Enemy Enlightenment. Because we can just discard our own. Play the pass next turn to kill the Pegasus. Yeah, because oh, it's two. I can kill it, and so he minuses the card from hand, and then kill. I was about to say, I'm like, oh no, we messed up. Is it during my upkeeps? My upkeep, yeah. So it looks like he's gonna scry, sacrifice it so his Blood Spirit can get huge. And then he's just swinging with both. No blocks here. Yeah, so on our turn, we're going to discard one Enemy Enlightenment. Draw a Final Death. We'll play Bright Breath and kill the Pegasus. I guess actually the Blood Spirit might be a problem later. So, even though this is a removal spell, I'm kind of very fond of discarding Final Death. Um, and playing our second enemy, because then our opponent's never going to have cards in hand outside of the card they draw for turn, and we're just always going to have a 4/4 5/5 with flying. I'm just gonna let this go unblocked. If he decides to pump it and do a lot of damage, it's fine. I don't think he can do 14 out of nowhere. And he's probably just gonna play his Rage Inbound. Oh, Glory Bears. Okay, get a 3/4 out. We're gonna discard Final Death because I kind of like having a second Enemy of Enlightenment. Move to combat. We'll swing with the enemy. We'll play another enemy. And now we are feeling good. Although as soon as they get rid of one, it's game over, man. It's game over. Yeah, so he needs to play these cards now. Otherwise, oh, looks like he just has to discard 2 cards. Yeah. I think we're just going to block here and just take the 3. Sure. I would draw a land, now, wouldn't I? Okay, so they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 9 exacty. So we'll swing in with 1 dude. Upkeep, they don't have any cards in hand. So as long as they don't kill the enemy enlightenment, we win on the backswing. Because we can just swing for 10. As long as he doesn't have any form of lifelink. He's just swinging with all creatures. Yeah, there you go. 5, 6. Let's see. So if it was a +2/+2, this will go. So if he has a +2/+2, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, we need a block here. Okay, and he didn't have the trick, so good game. That was getting real close though. Our deck's slow, but it has a very good late game. So any threat they play, we generally have an answer for, which is nice. So let's keep going. You know, Brian, I'm not sure if you're still watching, but the comments didn't pop up until like now. So thank you for watching, bud. So I'm gonna keep this. We got plenty of removal. We have our win con right here, and we finally have a good curve. And with plenty of removal. I'm feeling pretty good about this hand. But you know what? This is probably the one game we lose because the one hand we approve of. Let's see if he wants to trade thieves here. He does not want to trade thieves. And we're gonna play dreams. Next turn, play our Hierophant, and then we have answers for anything they play. Sounds good. I think. We'll just play the Hierophant. And no attacks. We'll probably just block here. Get that out of the way. And if not, well, we could just board stall. Because they're not in, they do have white, so they could, ooh, he could have the indestructible thing. Ooh, no blocks. Yeah. Cool. So that's exactly what he was going to do. So we're actually going to Liberation, have him sacrifice a creature because we have a feeling that he has the 1 mana give +2/+2. And if it's enchanted, gives indestructible. And now no. Sad. Okay, well, at least we get to hit him for 5. So you got rid of our enchantment, but that's okay. So he can play his own Grey Merchant. That's funny. We're just going to Myers Grasp the Grey Merchant and then attack in because he can't kill any of our things. And, yeah. So we're just going to swing in. Eyes 11, and we'll pass. And draw into another removal spell. I love removal. So we'll just swing in for 5. And we'll pass a turn. Oh, he has a Shatter the Sky? He drafted a Shatter the Sky? I think that's how we lose if he does that and we have no creatures afterwards. Oh, we do another removal. That's okay. We have an answer for this. We have an answer for everything he plays. We just need a thing on the board. Cool. Funeral rites, we're going to go ahead and do that because we need more lands. That's what we needed. More lands. We're just going to pass here. If he decides to enchant it in response, we are going to eat an extinction because then the aspect will fizzle, and so we don't have to discard those cards. At this point, we want this to the graveyard. We have 2 removal pieces in our hand. We needed another land. That's what we needed. Our deck knows. Our deck knows. Nah. We just don't want him to draw cards, that's all. I was thinking of Final Deathing, actually. Just because he doesn't get to draw cards. That's probably a waste, but we still have the Mire's Grasp. And I don't want him to draw cards. There we go. Finally, got a dude. A dude's better than no dudes. And he has his own Mire's Grasp. Ain't that a thing? And we drew another land. Maybe our opponent will also draw another land. Oh, here we go. This is what we want. This is what we were looking for. And it's gone. Well, get rid of this one. That's what we need, is just to keep top decking threats. Otherwise, me and our opponent are in the exact same situation, but I am seeing the creatures. And this bird is actually a very good draw, because now we get to scry, see what's on top, land to the bottom, bye. And we'll pass the turn with that. And he's at 2. Whatever threat he plays, we can Mire's Grasp it so our guys can swing in. And looks like he's just giving us Sentinel. And he's just what a good sport. We're just gonna move into combat just for this guy. We're not gonna waste his time. He didn't waste ours, so. Perfect. Well, we are doing pretty good with our mono black deck today. Currently 4-0, but because I mentioned that, we're now going to lose this game. Slumbering Dragon. Hey, look, another curve. There we go. So we're going to keep this one. We have our Underworld Dreams in opening hand again. We see so many enemies in the early game, but we never... Well, we do get to see them, but not until I draw most of my deck. The guy might be playing mono white enchantments, probably red-white, I'm going to assume, as the splash. Or just mono. Could be mono, because we're playing mono black, so... Oh, yep. I figured this play is always sick. I like doing it. I was doing that the other day. I would slap down our Underworld Dreams and swing. Take damage. We're going to eat to extinction the Envoy if he taps out, because he could have the... Yes. Okay, we're definitely doing it on our turn. And then... Cool. Yeah, we'll just take... Yep. We'll take it. Yep, and then we'll draw. We'll play the Swamp. We'll eat to extinction the Envoy. This is tricky, because we would like to see removal, but we also need our lands. So I'm actually going to send it to the graveyard. There's no point for us to attack. We're just going to stay up just so we can block these guys. That we're only taking 3 a turn. Oh, no, I'm stupid. No, we're good. This is a 2-2. Because when this attacks, these butts get bigger. That looks like he's just playing the mono white pump deck. Okay, we're just gonna play Harpy and get rid of that thing. Yep. So now we have double blocks now. Still no attacks. Just gotta play this slow. We really have a lot going for us right now. We need to be able to draw our 5th and 6th lands so we can play the Enemy of Enlightenment. So otherwise, we're gonna just be losing. I like making the offer on the double block. Oh no, because now it got plus. Okay. Oof. Okay. Let's at least get some trading going. We'll go down to 3, and then we have a block. I don't think we're winning this game anyway, because he probably has a pump for game anyway. His curve is just a lot better than ours. That is game. Oh, no, it's not. We have blockers, but still. We have blockers, but... Yeah, I don't see us winning this one. Yep. I told you. Whenever I mention that I haven't lost one is generally when I lose. I don't know, let's give that the -1/-1. Doesn't matter at this point. And then we'll draw the final death with our 4 lands, and that will be a game. Like, sure, we can live another turn, block the 3/4, take 2, and go to 1, but he has a pump spell, more than likely. And even if we do survive that turn, I can't think of any way we can get out of where we were at. So let's just keep rolling, and we're probably going to lose these last 2. This is how it goes for me. I'll win my first 4, and then I'll lose 3 in a row. Oh man, this hand is very slow. Almost want to keep it. Because of dreams. It's shaky. And he has the 1 mana Death Touch. Alright, land, go. No, and this guy is just curving out. Well, once we get there, we'll have a decent curve. Hopefully we just keep drawing lands. Yep, attack viewer 1/3. We'll take it. Okay, sweet. So we have 2 4-drops, which is nice. Problem with last game, we just weren't drawing any bodies. And if we were, they weren't that big. He's gonna try to kill me with the Moth Viper. That's funny. Well, let's play the Hierophant. I think I might should have played the Marauder first. Just because I am okay with getting rid of it. So I'm just gonna take the 1 still. Or the 3. Because this gets rid of the... What does this do? Gain control. Oh. Okay. That's not bad. So let's play Marauder here. Which we're probably going to keep... we actually don't even need to keep it alive now I think about it. Yeah, we're just going to block here. Get rid of it. And take 1. Or we can just keep it around because this goes to 3. Each tap creature deals... Oh, because I have to attack anyway. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to block. And we'll take the 2. Because then we can just play Bite Breath and kill the Viper. Or whatever he plays. Yeah, so let's go ahead and... Or just make him think. Yeah, I like playing the enemy. This is -3. Let's go to 1, and then they'll tapped. What is... So this will... pop, and then they'll fight. Okay, so I do want to play the breath then. Yeah. And then I can play enemy next turn. Why? Oh, hexproof. I missed that part. Okay. Well, he still only has a 1/3. He's gonna beat me to death with a 2/3 flyer. Okay. We're just gonna play double harpy. Actually, I should play the rage. Oh well. He's literally just gonna try to kill me to death with a Moss Viper. Can't believe we're gonna lose this style deck. Yeah, this is the most interesting draft deck I've ever seen, but it's working. So I'm at 3. And he's gonna go to 4. And I'll take 1. If he has a pump, I'll lose. And he just needs to kill the Berserker. We need the block. If he has pump, we lose. What? Did I just math wrong? Oh, that was exacties. Oops. Okay, well, I told you. And we lost another one, and we're going to lose this one. And then I'll be done for the day. But that's what I get for keeping that shaky hand anyway. And then we're going to see two awful hands in a row, and so we're losing. We're definitely 100% losing. I can't think of a way we win. We'd have to just curve out perfectly, or my opponent does nothing. Both actually have to happen for us to do something. Whereas the slap down Underworld Dreams. Does he have a counterspell for it too? No, he's the Omen Sea, that makes sense. I don't remember a 2-mana counterspell in the draft format. I mean, if he just draws cards, that's how we win this game. I think he can keep this, and we'll just funeral rights because we need to make sure we can get out of this curve, or make sure we curve out is what I mean. 4. Yep. Knew I should have killed it. Because I'm like, oh, he probably has staggering insight. And he does. Well, if it does no damage, you can't do anything, right? So, we'll do that. Mire Grass on the nade so it doesn't do... And, yep, he has the counterspell. Yep. I think I'm going to lose because I didn't get rid of this at first because I wanted to play this so we could say our land and have better top deck. But nope. Should have just killed it. Yep. I don't want him to draw cards. Hopefully we draw a removal spell. But he has a counter spell for it. So we should have just got rid of this when he was tapped out. But I figured it'd be better just to get my draws in so that I'm not just dead drawing all game. But, we do have this. So, if he doesn't have counterspell for next turn, we can actually kill this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. God, and he just keeps gaining life because of this. Yeah, oh my goodness. I really want to draw Farikas right now. And then he plays... And, I will draw Farikas now because he drew a creature. No blocks. We really need to draw a land and for him not to have a counterspell. Well, at least we can do this. Put it on him, so it's a 1-2. We'll keep this back, and then we can block that. Okay, so him just swinging in with a hero lets me know that he does not have the pump spell. I just need one land. No blocks. Yep, I'll take 2. So I'm debating between double blocking, which doesn't seem good. So I'll take it 2 and then a -1 because I wanted to go block here, and then -1, but that doesn't work because he doesn't have flying. And then this is a 1/2 because of reasons. So I'm just gonna make bad decisions. Because if he does pump, if it's just by 2, I can then give -1 to something. Let's just do it here. I really need to draw a land. I can kill the. Two, three. It's essentially a game. I lost this when I didn't mire when I should have, but I wanted to draw cards to not be stuck. Still no land. The only way I survive is if I draw a land next turn, and then I'm able to kill the hero, and I have blockers for the Naled, and no, I have 2 blockers for Naled, yeah. If you have the counterspell, you counterspell it. Thank you. Yep. All this could have been dealt with if I just mired in the beginning, like I wanted to. Yep. Good game. Well, that was disappointing, and it goes does this every time. I'll win 4 and then lose 3. And do I at least get my money back? Nope. I don't even have enough for a draft. Man, it's great. Great. I don't have enough for a draft either way, so there's a workshop. We already got our workshop done. Let's see what we got for packs. Let's check the pack slot. Ooh, we got another there we go. Perfect. Now we can go back at the decks here. Go into our ducking red. Make some edits real quick. I think I definitely want 10th Street Dodgers. Get rid of a lava coil. We just need to boom. And then we could take out one skewer. I don't think we need 2. That's not what I meant to do at all. I thought I had 2 uncommons. Okay, I guess I just have 1 then. And we'll go back up. Alright. Do I like... No, I like 2 and 2. And we'll just jam red for the next 7 minutes, and we'll call it good after that. Oh, that was so disappointing. That's what I get for keeping that shaky hand earlier. Oh well. And beating myself up so much for not miring him, because I was like, okay, on curve we're playing our man. Like, it just seemed like the better play than just to kill it. But no, then he enchanted it, and then I lost my chance to get rid of it because he had counter spells after that and evasion. So Now this is a hand. We're gonna keep because we're gonna go turn 1 Scorch Spitter, turn 2. Kind of depends on what he does. We're probably just gonna play light up the stage, swing out the Scorch Spitter, get that trigger. And he's also playing mono red. Why wouldn't he? Because it's like the best deck in the format. So we're all easiest to make on Arena, I should say. So we're just gonna move into combat. He's probably gonna want to keep his Scorch Spitter up. And now we're gonna play our Grim Initiate. Because even though we can go live to stage, we want to be able to block the Scorch Spitter, or at least make him waste a shock so he can swing in with the Scorch Spitter. Because the next turn we can swing in live to stage and Cavalade. Or you can just play Robber the Rich. He has more cards than me. Ha! You don't get your trigger. Oh, let's just keep the Initiate back. Swing in. It's going to block Scorch Spitter. That's fine. So we could have swung with the Grim Initiate, but just in case you didn't want to trades, I wanted to be able to keep that up. So we're going to go ahead, play the Mountain, play the Cavalade, and then next turn we can play another Cavalade and Grim Initiate. He also has Cavalade, but no blocks. We don't take one because that's a 2-2. And he's going to light up the stage, revealing Favorite Champion and Torbrain. So we're going to go ahead and jam the Cavalade. Just because we want to keep extra card advantage, we'll just play the Grim Initiate and move into combat and swing like this. And the next turn, if we draw the land, we can kill him. Actually, I think 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Torbain. For Torbain, he's definitely dead. So, yeah. Torbain plus Cavalade equals dead. This is the one time that we'll actually be able to beat the better red deck, just because we're able to open Cavalade and he had a slow start. Plus, he wasn't able to get value off the robber. Oh, he also has double Cavalade. But we have the Skewer. So let's see. That is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Next to blockers. No block here, block here. Yeah, I'm like, why are you? Yeah, there we go. That's the better block, but you're still dead. Yep, looked like he was also just playing the Cavalry deck, but with the Robber of the Rich. I personally don't like that card in Cavalry. Just because you'd rather have a 1/1 that's attacking. But card advantage is in red is still hard to come by, and it's still a good card. Don't get me wrong. So let's do another one of red, and then we'll call it a day after that. His hand's not as a deal as the last one was. Our last hand was pretty nutty. But we're still going to keep because it's still definitely playable. And we rather keep this hand than Mulligan the 6. So I'm going to go Mountain, Scorch Spitter, which is nice. So even if they do play a blocker, we got the Infuriate, so we can keep our Scorch Spitter alive and get in that 1 point of damage and get rid of the thing. If it's a small enough dude, we can just shock it too. Sweet. Now we're just going for taxis. So I think he's playing. Well, he played that, and he didn't get the. He could be on Jeskai Fires. Nope, he is on Mardu control. Yep, definitely on Mardu control. You want my Shock or my Infuriate or my Spitfire? Probably the Spitfire. Just because I'm able to play it next turn. But he can't kill Shocks or Infuriates, but he can kill... Okay. Yep, just getting rid of that and going up a life. My turn. Perfect. Play the land. Play the Street Dodger. Go into combat. Let's see. So if I Infuriate here, right? That's 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we don't need to. We don't need to. Well, wait till he plays a blocker, and then we can Infuriate. We don't need to just kill him. As soon as he plays up a dude that we can't deal with, then, you know, it's kind of over. That's why we need to keep the Infuriate. Or we should have just done it, because he had the Clarion. Well, we do a Cavalade, which is sick. All we need to do is draw some dudes, so you can kill them. So if we don't draw a dude here, it's a problem game. Just because he has another 4 pieces of removal. Storm Crusader? Oh, actually, I'm going to let that live, because that gives us card draw. Another mountain. Oh, we're just going to keep it up. Yep. And another mountain. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is actually good for us, so we're just going to let it live, because it deals damage to our opponent, and that draws me a card. And he doesn't have, like... Oh, I see. Yeah, that'll be a issue. Oh, goodness. I drew 3 mountains in a row in a mono red deck. Ain't that just the best? Ain't that just exactly where I want to be? We should have infuriated. That's okay. Kill me, please. If you won't, I will. Yeah, we just want a haster. Because we're going to go, boom, haste in, no blocks, and then just go infuriate, infuriate, and then shock, shock for game. Because that's literally the only line we have. Yeah, but this Stormfist is definitely helping us, because we drew 3 mountains in a row. Okay. But we get a 3-3. We get a 3-3. Oh, he's going to destroy his own dude. Before attacking? Really? Huh. Yeah. Yeah, this is... Yep. I think this is game. Resolves. Resolve. Swing in. We found it. So this is where in response, so we go shoot face, shoot here, let it resolve. Now, you know what's going to be sick? If we top deck a Haster, we win. Oh, yes! He just needs to not have a removal spell. He just needs to not have a removal spell, and we win. Attack with the Courier. Infuriate on my Courier. Infuriate on my Courier. And Infuriate on my Courier. For 10. Yeah, well, I was at 2. Oh, dang it. I thought it said no blocks. Gosh, darn it. I thought it said no blocks, but he blocked, and I didn't see that. Or he did say no blocks. I'm like, okay. Well, I didn't just win then. I lost. I got excited. Good game. I thought it said no blocks. Which doesn't make sense. He would block that. Oh well. I got ahead of myself. Anyway, thank you guys for staying around. We stream several days a week. We stream Arena almost anytime I have free time. I just kind of stream Arena. So come and join us for that. We also do Final Fantasy Octagon on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Generally starting at 6:30. So if you're in Discord and you want to start doing Octagon, please hop in, say hi, and we'll get that started. And we also do on Sundays is our net play. So thank you so much for watching with us today, and I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of their day. Goodbye.